15 factory closures, VW's German plants shutting down, Nissan sales down 47%. This is not a recession, people. It is a full-blown extinction event. 9 major car brands selling in Europe will be gone by the end of 2026. The math is broken. We're talking bankruptcy filings, dealer network collapse, and internal projections that show a bloodbath is coming. If you work for one of these companies, or you're thinking about buying a car from them, what you learn in the next 5 minutes will change everything you think you know. Hit subscribe. Let's go. All right, let's peel back the curtain on the first 2 dominoes to fall. Starting at number 9, DS Automobiles. This is the French premium brand nobody asked for, and the sales figures scream it. We're talking just 41,000 cars sold across Europe last year. For context, that's what BMW moves in 60 days of the 3 Series alone. DS dealers are hemorrhaging cash, surviving only by selling Peugeots on the side. When your flagship sedan costs more than a BMW 5 Series, but depreciates worse than a Dacia, losing €4,200 on every single sale after costs, according to leaked Stellantis docs, the brand is mathematically dead. The CEO already gave the eulogy. This brand is about to become a trim level. Moving on to number 8, Lancia. This brand has been on life support for 20 years. 38,000 units sold, all a single, glorified Fiat 500X. Stellantis keeps promising a renaissance, but we've heard that joke 4 times since 2010. The new Ypsilon EV is moving 200 units a month. Mercedes sells that many A-classes before lunch. Understand this, the math for these 2 brands doesn't just look bad, it's a financial black hole. And if you own one of these cars, or if you're working at a DS or Lancia dealer, you need to hear what happens next. The reality check on Lancia is brutal. A Milan dealer confessed, "I haven't sold one in 6 months." The franchise only survives because Stellantis needs to feed its massive, inefficient structure. Think about this. Toyota runs 11 million cars globally with 3 brands. Stellantis manages 14 brands for just 6 million cars. Lancia is dead weight. It offers nothing unique. No tech, no market position, just a heritage badge on a borrowed platform. The EU's 2025 emissions rules will be the final nail, as the new Ypsilon EV is flopping harder than the gas version. You can't sell cars with engines or batteries. You're a museum piece, not a car company. Moving to number 7, Infiniti. This brand is technically already deceased in Europe, hemorrhaging €50 million annually just to maintain warranties on stock they sold 5 years ago. They are down to 28 dealers. But here's the kicker. Nissan, in a state of delusion, plans an electric renaissance for Infiniti in 2026. This is pure insanity. The brand has 0 recognition, 0 dealer network, and is associated with failure. They're trying to use Infiniti for emissions credits, but slapping a badge on an upscale crossover won't resurrect a corpse. If you buy one of these resurrected cars, you are taking a massive, calculated risk. And understand this, Infiniti's issues aren't just isolated to Europe. Globally, the situation is dire. China sales collapsed by 50%. US sales are down a massive 35%. The brand is a financial anchor, losing money everywhere except the Middle East. Let me be clear, when your only profitable territory is one single region, you are not a global brand, you are a regional curiosity. By 2026, the data confirms it. Infiniti will either be completely liquidated or reduced to a Middle Eastern exclusive. That delusional European renaissance will never happen. Nissan will finally admit what the market has known for years. You cannot revive a brand nobody wanted when it was alive. This is a textbook case of corporate failure, and it shows why you must analyze the global health of a brand before you bet your money on their product. Now for the segment that breaks hearts. Coming in at number 6, Alfa Romeo. This is the passionate Italian brand that enthusiasts love, but the rest of the world refuses to buy. We're talking 48,000 units sold continent-wide in 2024. Listen to this comparison. BMW sells the same number of X3s in just 3 weeks. The much-hyped Tonale crossover, the car supposedly built to save the brand, is outsold by the Mazda CX-5 at an 8-to-1 ratio. Here is the death sentence. Stellantis promised a massive 30 billion euros for Alfa's electrification, and they've delivered less than 2 billion euros. They are actively starving the brand, delaying new models until 2027 or cancelling them outright. As one Italian dealer executive told me, Stellantis is letting Alfa die quietly. The CEO claims profitability by 2026? Here's the dark truth. It will be profitable because it will stop existing. Alfa Romeo as an independent entity dies in 2026. If you bet on Italian passion instead of corporate math, this is the collateral damage. You need to know which nameplate survives the purge. Moving to number 5, Jaguar. This is a brand committing an elaborate public suicide. They are killing every single current model and betting the farm on going ultra-luxury, all-electric by 2026, with a starting price of 100,000 euros. That is pure insanity. Sales are already catastrophic, down from 78,000 to just 31,000 units. But here's the most alarming part. By late 2025, Jaguar will sell literally nothing while they prepare for this new launch. They think they can become British Bentley overnight, abandoning their loyal customer base for imaginary rich buyers. A UK dealer principal admitted the truth. They've been told to prepare for 18 months of zero new cars. Jaguar is actively killing its own dealer network. 634 European dealers will shrink to barely 50 locations, moving to online-only sales. Land Rover knows the truth. They are physically separating themselves from this toxic brand. This isn't strategy. It's a corporate death wish. My money is on debt. Avoid buying into a company that has abandoned its own market. Number 4 should surprise absolutely nobody. We are talking about Maserati, the Italian luxury brand that has been dying forever. Their 2024 total European sales? A devastating 8,200 units for the entire year. Bentley, selling cars at twice the price, sold more. Their volume model, the Grecale, is a complete disaster, selling only 400 units monthly. Here's the kicker. Maserati is pricing the base Grecale at 75,000 euros when the superior Porsche Macan starts at 65,000 euros. That's suicidal pricing. But the real killer? Stellantis threw in the towel, cancelling $1.5 billion in investment. The electric Quattroporte? Scrapped. The Levante replacement? Scrapped. Maserati is running on fumes with zero new products coming. A dealer told me the truth. Stellantis has prioritised Jeep and Alfa over Maserati. Customers aren't stupid. They see the Grecale sharing platforms with the Alfa Tonale, but costing double. And when your $200,000 MC20 supercar loses 30% of its value in 1 year, your brand is worthless. Maserati, as an independent luxury marque, is dead by mid-2026. The bronze medal goes to a genuine shocker. Not just a brand, but the effective end of Nissan's entire European operation. The collapse is stunning. Sales halved since 2016, market share slashed from 3.5% to just 1.4%. The Qashqai, the car that invented the crossover segment, is now irrelevant. But here's the death blow. Nissan is cutting its European operations by 75%. R&D is eliminated. They're liquidating their assets. A senior executive admitted anonymously, "We're essentially abandoning Europe." They'll keep a token presence, maybe 400 dealers, down from 2,800, selling Chinese-built EVs with a Nissan badge. This is bigger than Nissan. This signals the Japanese century in Europe is ending. Honda already left. Mitsubishi is gone. Now Nissan. It's a full retreat. The alliance with Renault is a joke. Renault takes all of Nissan's valuable European assets for almost nothing. By 2026, the company that revolutionized the crossover will exist in name only. If you bought a Leaf or a Qashqai for reliability, you need to understand the implications of this corporate abandonment. Our runner-up is the brand that technically still exists, but shouldn't. Chrysler. Stellantis has finally admitted that Chrysler in Europe is utterly pointless. and that existence ends in 2026. The current European presence is a statistical joke. Total sales in 2024? 187 cars. Not 187,000, just 187 total units. The brand is two irrelevant models, sold by Jeep dealers who don't even advertise they exist. Most Europeans under 40 don't even know you can still technically buy one. But here's the desperate attempt at resuscitation. Stellantis is planning to rebadge a Peugeot 508 as a Chrysler for the European market. This is the automotive equivalent of Weekend at Bernie's, propping up a corporate corpse and pretending it's alive. An insider revealed the cold truth. The brand exists for accounting. Selling cars? That's over. By 2026, Chrysler won't even have a European website. This isn't a strategy. It's a slow, pathetic end to a once iconic nameplate. Stellantis will formally withdraw Chrysler from Europe in 2026, spinning it as a strategic focus rather than admitting a decade of failure. They'll keep the name for China, but Chrysler Europe is history. Now, for number one, the nuclear bomb nobody sees coming. We are talking about Stellantis itself. By late 2026, the company as we know it will not exist. The numbers are terrifying. $39 billion in debt. A cash burn rate of 2 billion euros per quarter. Their 14 brands are generating the profit of maybe 4. European sales are down 27%. The company is simply too big to succeed, too complex to fix. 167 factories, 260,000 employees. Toyota does more with a third of that. The math guarantees a massive, forced restructuring. The company is literally eating itself, and the vultures are circling. BYD wants the Italian assets. Geely is eyeing Maserati and Alfa. A senior EU official confirmed it. We're preparing for Stellantis' collapse. It's not if, but when. The allocation is already decided. Peugeot, Citroën, Opel will survive, likely under Chinese ownership. Jeep and Ram return to the US. Everything else, DS, Lancia, Alfa, Maserati, disappears entirely. The human cost is staggering. Over 100,000 European jobs gone. Entire regions economically destroyed. The brands on this list are not isolated failures. They are symptoms of an industry in total collapse. This is the perfect storm. Chinese innovation, EV transition failure, and corporate incompetence. By 2026, Chinese brands will control 25% of this market. This is not creative destruction. It is just destruction. The Europe that invented the automobile is watching its industry die. If you own a car from any of these 9 brands, sell it now. If you work for them, update your resume. If you're considering buying one, don't. You will own an orphan car with no support and 0 resale value. The collapse isn't coming, it's here. Which of these brand deaths shocked you most? Share your exit strategy in the comments below because in 18 months it will be too late.